Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about NBA Youngboy. Now, NBA Youngboy's legal team was in court last week fighting to get some things removed from the case that could potentially help his case in the future. You know what I mean? When I say removed, I'm talking about some evidence that could be used against him or potential evidence that could be used against him. They wanted all that stuff taken out so NBA Youngboy could get a fair and a better trial. You know what I mean? And the things that they're trying to get removed out of the case are some pictures, there was SD cards, and a lot of information that wouldn't prove favorable for NBA Youngboy had they been introduced to the case, right? He was also working to try to get the guns that were found on the scene of the Baton Rouge arrest taken out of the case as well. Now, if all those things if all those things pulled through, man, NBA Youngboy would be looking at a better chance of beating this trial. Luckily for NBA Youngboy, they scored some major wins, but with some wins comes losses, and it looks like he got half and half of what he was trying to get removed from the case. Now, before we go over this story from the Advocate and talk about what's actually in the case file, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this NBA Youngboy story. Now, last week during my live show on Saturday, and make sure you check me out every Saturday, man, I'll be going live. But man, I talked about this story out there about NBA Youngboy and his case, this potential win for him and his legal team in this case that he's got. Now, NBA Youngboy is facing a lot of time, and this is a Fed case, so it looks really bad. And he's also got a state case as well, I believe. But right now, they're focusing on the Fed case currently while he's on house arrest and doing whatever they can to try to keep NBA Youngboy free. Now, in this story that came out from the Advocate, which is a local news publication in Baton Rouge and other surrounding areas in Louisiana, right? The headline of the story said this. It said, in NBA Youngboy's local firearms case, federal judge suppresses video footage but not guns. And that's where we get to those wins and losses. He got the video footage suppressed, meaning taken out of the case, not being able to be used against him in the case, at least based on what I read in this story. And I want to comment, man, I am no attorney or anything like that, so none of this is legal advice or anything like that as well. Now, it continues by saying the rap artist also faces gun charge in California. Local rapper NBA Youngboy, who is awaiting trials in Baton Rouge and Los Angeles on federal gun charges, scored a partial victory this week in his bid to suppress evidence in his Louisiana case. The rap artist, a convicted felon whose real name is Kentrell Golden, is accused in 2 cases of being in possession of guns in Baton Rouge in September 2020 and in Los Angeles last March. Now, you guys might remember the whole situation where he got arrested. They had to kind of run him down or chase him down, according to some of the stories out there. And it was a crazy situation because that arrest in Los Angeles last March in 2021, where he initially got locked up, was based on the case that was opened against him in September 2020. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says, Golden's federal weapons charges in Baton Rouge stem from his September 28th, 2020 arrest on Chippewa Street, where he and 15 people were arrested during a video shoot at a vacant lot after his March indictment by a Baton Rouge federal grand jury for possession of a firearm as a felon and possession of a firearm not registered to him in a federal database. Golden sought to suppress 2 of the guns found at the scene. So basically, he was trying to get those guns taken out of the case that were found at that scene of the alleged offense. We'll say that, right? And that stemmed from the September 2020 video shoot where all this pretty much started, man. Now, Golden, aka NBA Youngboy, is charged with possessing a firearm recovered from the cameraman who fled when police officers arrived at the Chippewa scene but was captured, according to federal court documents. Golden also is charged with possessing a firearm found in an Acura Sport utility vehicle at the scene. So there was a cameraman who took off when the police showed up, according to this report, right? And they found him, they chased him down, and they charged NBA Youngboy with the gun that they found on that cameraman and a gun that they found in some Acura SUV on the scene. Now, how do they charge NBA Youngboy with both of those guns? I don't get that part, man. Like, if there's a whole bunch of people out there, it said there were 15 people out there, how does he catch both of those guns? Like, Is it his residence? Wasn't it like his grandpa's house or something like that? I'm not sure. So we'll continue. Now, the report goes on to say that the chief U.S. District Judge in Baton Rouge on Thursday denied Gaulden's motions to suppress those guns from being used as evidence in the case. However, that same judge agreed to suppress footage seized from the cameraman's video camera that appeared to show Gaulden possessing the firearms. So, from my perspective, and like I said, I'm no attorney or anything like that, that seems like a major win for NBA Youngboy and his team. Because if there's no pictures of him possessing the weapons, there's 15 other people outside. I mean, common sense would say, well, then whose weapons are those? You know, I mean, not to say this is all in his favor and this is all going to go his way, but that just registers as a big win for me. You know what I'm saying? In my mind. Now, it seems like NBA Youngboy's legal team has yet to comment to the media about this yet, right? But the judge said in court this, man, this is a quote. When a camera is found at the scene of a suspected possession crime, but it's unknown which of the several suspects possessed the contraband, is there probable cause to search the camera for photographic evidence of who possessed the contraband? And left it as a question. And then continued by saying, in this case, the question is narrowed because the affidavit contains nothing to indicate that the camera contained evidence of crimes, she wrote in a 48-page ruling. So basically, the judge wrote this 48-page ruling, and you could see it in NBA Youngboy's case file, and she signed it. And basically, that's how it ended, you know, with her saying, yes, you can keep these things in the case, but when it comes to the camera and these other things, no. Now, she continued by going on to explain the ruling, but in the story it says this. It says, the judge noted that a finding of probable cause on these facts would open the door to law enforcement searches of media on a cell phone whenever a cell phone is found at the scene of an arrest solely on the basis that a cell phone was found. The judge continued by saying this in quotes, the fact that the arrestee possessed a device capable of capturing photographs and videos at the time of his arrest cannot, in absence of other facts, generate probable cause to search that device. Now, federal prosecutors now must prove that Gaulden, aka NBA Youngboy, possessed the firearms found on his camera and in the Acura without the aid of video evidence. Now, that's where it comes into NBA Youngboy's favor. Like, you got to prove that he had these weapons without any video evidence or anything like that. I mean, obviously there's DNA and stuff like that, so I'm not sure how that's going. But man, it sounds like a win to me. Now, Gaulden, 21 years old, is currently under house arrest in Utah near the family friend and childhood tutor who took him in under her wing. The judge previously ordered the house arrest as a condition of his pretrial release from jail. And one thing we know about NBA Youngboy, since he's been in this house arrest situation or pretrial release, he's been working, man. He's been dropping projects after projects, man. He's been dropping videos that have been trending all over YouTube. It's been big, man. Now he's got this album coming up with him and the baby that should be dropping this week. And you know that's going to make a big splash because these are two artists with a huge fan base. So it looks up for NBA Youngboy right now. Right now, it looks like he's still got those guns in his case, but the SD cards that were attached to the camera and the SD cards that were related to the case and the camera and whatnot are going to be removed from the case file. He's not going to have to worry about that. They've been suppressed by the judge in the case. Now, what do you guys think about this, man? He still has the gun case in Los Angeles, but I mean, starting off, before we even get to trial, it looks like NBA Youngboy might have a decent shot again, not getting as much time as people as expected before. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a win for NBA Youngboy, or do you feel like it's just been too much going on in his case, especially when you factor in what went down in Los Angeles, that this still might not come out in his favor? Or are you on the positive side? Do you think that, hey man, a win is a win, and the way that it's looking, it's stacking up in his favor, and he could possibly be home before you know it? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.